Well, I didn't expect that. I did not. In all honesty, I've been asked so many times, do I think they'll add fusions, synchros, exceeds and things like that to the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS series? Whenever someone asked me, I'd say no. It'd be a bit too confusing. They want to promote the new summoning mechanic. Rituals made sense because you didn't need the link arrows to summon ritual monsters. However, everything else I think would confuse people. I take all of that back. They've added fusion monsters into the game. Cool. The only other thing I would have liked to have seen that wasn't in the episode was if this is a normal thing. Do fusion summoning exist in this world typically? Is this a new thing? Is this a Cynet specific thing that only they can do? Because so far from the series, we haven't seen anybody else do any fusion synchro exceeds or pendulum summoning. Are those things in this world? I don't know. I don't know how it works. So that's the same with the ritual monsters as well. Everyone's shocked to see ritual monsters. And from what I saw, Blood Shepherd seemed pretty surprised by fusion summoning, but not so surprised that he didn't see it existed. Maybe it's like an old type of summoning that people just don't use anymore, and Yusaku's bringing it back. I don't know, but I was glad to see it. So rituals are cool, fusions are cool. People seem to want to see synchro monsters. People seem to want to see Xyz monsters as well. That, I think, we start getting in the confusing territory over there, and pendulums, I think, would make it far too confusing for most people. I guess you could try and slowly implement him in, but I don't know. If they stop at Ritual and Fusion, then that's very much like the sort of original card game. Because originally, obviously, we only had effect monsters, but we also had Ritual monsters and then Fusion monsters. And that was like that for a very long time until the Synchro monsters came out. So they could stick with this now. So just have the fusions and then no more extra summoning methods. But we'll just have to see what they do. But we might as well actually talk about that monster. Cyburst Clock Dragon. Pretty damn cool. It required 3 materials as well, which was quite surprising. It seemed like a little bit of a random mashup of cards that he had to choose, but I imagine on the fusion material it would probably be like 1 code Torka plus 2 other monsters or something like that. Its effect, however, was pretty powerful. Every card that was sent to the graveyard, you add all of the link markers up on it, which in this case was 5, and you get an extra 1,000 attack for each one. So the monster gained 5,000 attack. It already had a base of 2,500, so it had 7,500. Pretty powerful, so I imagine it probably could use 3 different link monsters to get some really powerful attack. We've only seen 4 link markers as the highest, haven't we? So we've got 4, 8, 12, so it's an extra 1,200 attack it could potentially have. Plus the 2,500, that'd be 14,500 attack is possibly its max attack. That's pretty damn cool, quite powerful. Looks-wise, I thought the monster looked okay. I didn't think it was the best-looking monster we could have seen. There was something weird about its hands I didn't like. I don't know why. And there was something else I noticed in the episode. I thought there was a weird animation mistake with what I was watching, because it did a thing where he summoned the monster, and it went to look like it was going to roar, and then the scene just cut. It cut before it roared. And then there was a couple moments where it'd be still. It just looked to me like they'd skimped a bit on the animation, or they rushed it and they didn't actually have a chance to finish it, so they just cut it before the roar because they hadn't recorded it. But that's probably just me speculating. That's just something that I thought I noticed. The other big thing mentioned in this episode is the backstory to Blood Shepherd, which I have a little bit of mixed feelings on it. I thought it was a little bit too much too soon. I'll tell you what I mean. So basically, the trigger for this backstory flashback was the fact that I, the Ignis, said that me and Yusaku have a bond, and this is like an AI and a human having a bond, and we get a flashback. Keep in mind that we haven't seen Blood Shepherd's face, we don't know his name, and we don't know why he knows Ghost Girl. However, as soon as the flashback starts, we see what Bloodborne looks like. I keep calling him Bloodborne. What Blood Shepherd looks like. We see his mom. We get his entire reason for why he's the way he is. So basically, he's this purple-haired dude. He loves his mom. His dad died. And now that he's finished high school, he's got a job, I assume as a businessman. And his mum's like, well, why don't you go back to college and learn? She says, no, you're a single mum now, I'm going to help support you. I'm going to work this job, I'm going to help support you so you have a nice, comfortable life from now on. Seems like a nice dude. He also seems to be very trusting in technology and seems to love technology. He was very excited to show his mum the new taxi driver that is AI controlled, so they don't actually need a human in there. It takes all the safest routes. So he's excited to tell her all about that, and straight away red flags go, and he's like, I'll take you here next year. I'm like, someone's gonna die here. So of course there's an accident in the road. The AI freaks out and wasn't too sure what to do, so just speeds up and rams into the accident already there, which, first of all, I wish they didn't cut outside of the car, because it actually looked really slow when it crashed into the other thing. So there was that. But as a result of this crash, it caused his mom to be paralyzed and it caused him to lose his arm. And this is also cemented in him this distrust with AIs. His philosophy, from the little brief mention that we have, is now that AIs should always serve under humans because they're, I don't know, I don't fully understand that they can't be held accountable. Who do I blame for this? This AI has just done this to my family. It's just ruined my life. Who do I blame? So you can kind of see the understanding of why he's mistrustful of AIs because it's what it does to his family. But I don't know, I thought there wasn't enough to it. I feel like we need a little bit more to understand that. And I was just a little bit annoyed the fact that they revealed his face with no effort, really. Like, his face was a mystery. We were speculating of why and who he could be and what he looks like. And they just show you without any context. I was a little bit like, oh, okay, he showed it us. Fair enough. So despite that, I guess the mystery's gone a little tiny bit, but it is nice to know why characters act the way they do. I also want to know why he's so obsessed with the 3 count. Where's this come from? I know he already had the finger click thing, but where's the 3 count come from? I don't know. There's just a lot more questions that need to be answered, I think. At the end of the day, though, Yusaku won the duel, which most people won't be surprised about. Yusaku seems to be undefeatable at this point, at a point where he's like sort of kind of creating cards out of nothing. These cards could already have been in his deck, but we know he can create cards through Storm Access, which was quite cool that he tried to stop him from using Storm Access. It didn't matter in the end. He still managed to create a card out of nothing, which I assume obviously he already had it in this deck, but you know what I mean. You can kind of see what I'm trying to say. I enjoyed the fact that we now have fusions in there. I think that's going to spice up the duels a lot more as well. It's going to be very interesting. I'm just curious to see where the series is going. I hope this isn't cracks of like rushed story or anything like that. I'm sure it won't be. I might just be speculating. But I'd love to know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What did you think of the fusion monster? Let me know. But other than that though, thank you very much for watching and see you next time.